Okay, so we just took. Hey everyone, welcome to Cooking with Kimmy and welcome to 2020. Woo! That's it. So today we're gonna be making our whole roasted salmon. Wow, fancy. Salmon. So today we're gonna be making our whole roasted salmon tacos. It's a great party food, super easy to make, feeds a lot of people and is healthy, healthy. So it's great for any gatherings you have in the new year when you're trying to not eat really fatty foods as this cup of mayonnaise, but later. So it's Korean inspired salmon tacos and I'm gonna show you how to make it in this video. First, before we start with anything, we're gonna do a quick pickle on our vegetables. Here I have thinly sliced cucumbers and thinly sliced carrots. I used a mandolin to slice these, but you can use a peeler and just kind of keep peeling it until you get to the center. You just want them really thin because we're gonna pickle them not traditionally. We're just gonna rub them in some rice wine vinegar and then let them sit for about 15 to 30 minutes or until everything comes together. That way you get they're still crunchy but a little bit sour. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the carrots and the cucumbers into a bowl and on the counter. This is just one medium-sized carrot and one Japanese cucumber. I use the Japanese cucumbers because they don't have that many seeds, so they hold up better this recipe. And this is just 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. So you're just gonna get your hands in there and kind of massage the vinegar into the vegetables. That way you make sure everything is coated and then you're gonna let them sit. This is the first thing you wanna do before you start everything else. That way it has a lot of time to kind of soak up all that vinegar and things. Okay, so when you kind of got it all in there, just gonna set these aside, just room temperature. So the next thing we're gonna make is our gochujang mayonnaise. It's super easy. This is just 1 cup of mayonnaise, half a cup of gochujang, and a tablespoon of sesame seeds. So this is kind of the same idea as making sriracha mayonnaise, but we're gonna use the red pepper paste here. You just wanna mix it together until it's well combined. And this is kind of what we're gonna use as our sauce. Tacos normally have aioli or something wet. So we're just gonna mix it together and that's pretty much it. And this is what we're gonna serve with our tacos later. So the next thing we're gonna do is the rub for our salmon. Again, we're using gochujang here, and so the flavors of the marinade are super strong. We're not really gonna leave it on the salmon to sit. After we mix this up, we're gonna put it straight in the oven and you're gonna see how easy and simple it is. Okay, so this is 1/4 of a cup of gochujang, some soy sauce. This is garlic powder. I like using garlic powder here because we're putting the fish in a really high temp oven, and I find that the tiny bits of garlic, no matter how fine you get them, kind of start burning before the fish gets cooked. So I like the flavor of it, and we're just gonna use powder here so it kind of melts into the sauce. This is 2 teaspoons of sesame oil and some brown sugar. So you're just gonna mix this together. See how easy all of these kind of mixes and rubs and sauces are. So you already have salt here from the soy sauce and from the pepper paste. So we're not gonna add any more salt. And here we have our salmon. It's big. I'm trying to remember. It's a kilo of center cut side part salmon. It's salmon, okay? You find about this math. It's 1 kilo of salmon, so it feeds about 4 to 8 people, depending on 4 people. Yeah, 4 to 8 people. So again, it's super easy, feeds a crowd. we're just gonna take our rub and rub it. So you just pour it over, kind of get it everywhere. You could use like a white fish or any other fish that you prefer. I just find that because the flavors of our marinade are really strong, you want a fish that's really fatty and that can hold up to it. Something super delicate would kind of just get lost in the marinade. So like a fish like salmon, something fatty and something really flavorful works here. And I've had my oven preheating to 425, so it's a pretty high temperature. And for a piece of fish this big, we're only gonna cook it for like 15 to 20 minutes. High heat to get like some caramelization on the top. And you don't really need a lot of time because salmon cooks super quickly. And in the 20 minutes that the salmon is in the oven, you're gonna see that everything's gonna come together in a platter. And then we're gonna be ready to serve in no time. So we just took the salmon out of the oven. It was in our 425F or like 218C oven for about 15 minutes. As you can see, it's perfectly cooked. You get these caramelized edges from the gochujang and the brown sugar. And then we're just gonna serve it on this platter with all of our fixings and our sauces and all that stuff. This has cooled for like 5 minutes. I'm just gonna slide it on to the board with the paper on. This is why I like to line my tray with parchment paper. You can just, whatever. And then now we're just gonna serve everything we made on the side. So we have our pickles, our sauce, kind of just where you feel. Here we have our tortillas. These are just store-bought whole wheat flour tortillas. Flour tortillas. I like whole wheat because we're going with that healthy thing, but it can be any tortilla you like. Limes. A lot of limes. This needs a lot of brightness because the gochujang is really earthy and spicy, and the other flavors are not citrusy. I have 2 limes here just cut up into wedges. And it might feel hard to like kind of place it nicely, but the more crap you put on it and the busier it looks, the better it will come together. Like, just don't worry about it. So you can serve this with any kind of toppings you like. Here I have just some scallions. I have some sliced radishes, which is kind of like your typical taco situation. Cilantro and more sesame seeds. So you kind of just build how you would want to eat this. Did I forget anything? No. Just stack some radishes. And there you have it. So here you go. In like less than an hour, we were able to make a whole platter for like 6 to 8, 4 to 8 people, depending on how hungry you are. Relatively healthy, really great flavors, fresh and bright and crunchy from the pickles, and earthy and delicious and spicy from all the gochujang and the sesame oil and all that stuff. So all that's left is to gather some friends and make some tacos. So I have some tortillas. You know that these are called radishes because they're a little bit red. They're radish. Huh? No? Lime, and sesame seeds. So these are our Korean-inspired whole roasted salmon tacos. We hope you make them at home. Try them out. Love you, bye. Friends, Jika, Are you really gonna eat them together? That seems kind of strange. Let's just cut.